Hello. Good evening, Chiwempala. Good evening, world. Elias Munshya here on TVBAKWETU. Thank you for joining me. I'm going to send the link shortly so that you can join me if you are able to. First of all, of course, we've got to begin with a little bit of art. The song that was playing is Serenje Kalindu Laban. The song says, Nemwinenika for Wangu. At nemu inenika for bwangu. So nemu inenika for bwangu. It is a song. It's a self-praise, boostele song about themselves. So apparently they are so good that they are praising themselves. They are going to stop singing. They are so popular that that people are clamoring for their attention and people are getting jealous. So they want to stop singing. So there is this idea that we humans have. There are some people out there to get us. Like people are jealous of us. People are jealous of our successes and our whatever it is. So that's why I like it. But I also like it for the beat, which is just beyond the Kalindola beat. If you listen to this name Winenika for Wango, it's more than just Kalindola, right? Like the guitar itself, more like it's fusing the Cuban style music, like Caribbean music. But it's one of my favorite songs. And name Winenika for Wango. And then they add a little bit of nonsense by saying that at mwiba mono wipi mwiba sula at abe paesa bitabalu wa vena ngumbo. And so lalas and ngumbos will always be. I think those are the original cousins. Abalala na vena ngumbo. Imagine abalala calling a vena ngumbo at vepi. Anyway, that's the good thing with that song. I like it, and I like playing it. All right, so congratulations to the Zambian national team that has beaten Comoros today by 2-1, by 2 goals that were scored by Cleans Kangwa. I understand that was the winning goal, but I understand that was the winning goal, and it was a free kick. And then, of course, Mwepu also scored the first goal. And so Zambia has beaten Comoros. That is all we needed. We needed a win, at least today, for goodness sake. And we are very happy. Otherwise, if it was a draw, we would have gone back to the drawing board had we drawn. But I'm very, very excited that we have at least recorded a win in Lusaka. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing very well. How are you, sir?
I'm very well.
No, I'm actually in the office. I've taken a few minutes to interact with you. I'm working, but I've taken a break. I'm waiting for some of my data to upload here before we can go back to work. So I have very limited time.
No problem. Please have a go at it because so Zambia has beaten Comoros 2-1, which is very, very good. 2 goals that came at very critical times. Mm-hmm. And so I think the rest of the people in the group should give up now. They should throw in the towel because they are not going to beat Zambia. What do you think about that?
I think I agree with that assertion. The reason why I agree with that is we always start like this in many instances. And Zambia, I think, is one of those footballing nation where when everyone gives up on them, they come and surprise you. So, there was a lot of disappointment after we lost to Ivory Coast, but, you saw them fight hard in front of home ground, fans, and they redeemed themselves.
Right.
I think what's going to happen is that this has created some boost in their morale, and I hope that the technical team can also use it, build on from here onward. So I think we are going to qualify for the next Africa Cup of Nations, and I think people need to support the team and believe in the team. The other thing I want to mention, Dr. Munshya, is that our political pundits have been saying when we lost, said UPND team lost.
So today.
So I don't know what they're going to say.
So today.
I don't know what they're going to say. I'm watching these pundits, so I'm trying to see what they're going to say today. So anyway, you and I will keep.
Are you saying that they have won because of President HH?
I mean, if we follow that logic, then
politicians,
no, I mean,
so they won because of President HH. So President HH too, and who else?
I think we can call them the other. I mean, we didn't create, Dr. Munshya, we didn't create this logic. You and I are just using it.
Now the problem is they better keep winning, otherwise Ngabalusa, it will be your HH losing again.
Right? Yeah, I tell you, at that point we will have no words to describe what has happened. But yes, I'm excited.
So this is our appeal, therefore, to the Zambia national team. Please keep winning. Otherwise, Ngamwalusa Nishi, it will be very bad for our enemies, our political enemies.
Yes.
Okay. There is something you are trying to do on TVBAKWETU with your shows on Wednesday and Saturday, Omashe. And you had a very good show last Saturday with Ambassador Emmanuel Mwamba. What are you trying to get at with this punch for punch?
There is a notion that we conduct interviews in isolation. So we bring people that are aligned with the UPND party and the government of the day. That's it. And then the other people don't agree with the government, and the opposition also have their own platforms where they push their narrative. I think at one point, as a democracy, there is a point where we have to come together and debate issues head on. We can't just be debating these issues in isolation. The law people listen to this one, Kacheku, they listen to the other one. No, let's come together and challenge each other live on television. We have an opportunity here on TVBAKWETU to challenge each other's ideas and ideologies. And that's what you saw happen last time with our good friend Ambassador Emmanuel Mwamba. And then that's what we're trying to do, is to create a fair platform where we know some of us we are very, very open in our support for the current government, and while at the same time we remain very critical of things. When they do something bad, we're very critical of them, but also we know that we are very, very, very in keen and in support of the presidency of Mr. Hakainde Hichilema. We haven't hidden that from the people.
No, we haven't.
No, yeah. So the idea that we then at that point should only feature those that are praising the government on our platforms is neither here or there, because some of us are willing to challenge those ideas that are toxic, that are being propagated.
So now, why are you calling it punch for punch then? It's like you are ready for a fight.
Oh, yeah. This is a fight on ideas. This is a fight. We're not going to invite people who are not ready to fight. People that are coming on this program should be ready to be challenged on ideas. Okay, this is not a physical fight. You know, those olden days of physical street fights are long gone. This is about ideology, economic theories and ideas that we are going to fight on. This is a mental fight. It's about political narratives and perspectives out there. So we will challenge those ideas. And in fact, let me take this opportunity, Dr. Munshya, to challenge my uncle. I call him my uncle because a lot of people don't know that that man is actually from Balosland. But at least part of it, I'm challenging directly Dr. Membe. I'm challenging Dr. Membe, Dr. Fred Membe, to come on punch for punch.
All right, that would be good. So my Fred Membe, you are invited here by Mr. Masheke Agashambato to come on punch for punch on TVBAKWETU. We will contact him and let him know that he's invited here, so that you can have a chat with him. On what would you like to talk to him about?
I think
I have a lot of things that I would like to talk to him about.
Yes, no, Dr. Fred Membe has, he's the only opposition political leader that has a well-defined ideology. Very different from what we are used to now in the post-Kaunda era, in the post-Kaunda, political space. And so he's the only one who has gone back and formulated the old communist, socialist style ideology of his party, and he has aligned himself with the old Cuban style kind of ideology, and he espouses those ideas on a daily basis on different platforms. I think what has happened is someone to challenge him head on those ideas, and use his theories that he has to actually punch holes in his ideologies. So we are going to challenge him on TVBAKWETU on Punch for Punch. Dr. Fred Membe, you are invited. This is a friendly ground for idea debate, and we are going to engage you based on those respectfully. And so he has continued to actually assert that the only thing that is going to help Zambia move forward is going back to socialist and command style economy. Now, I don't agree with him at all. And which
country has ever succeeded with that?
That's the question I asked today. I said, Dr. Fred Membe, please, will you give me an example of a country that has improved human development index based on socialist and command economy in the world?
They'll say Cuba.
Yeah, but let's look at Cuba's various indexes on human development. I mean, of course, they've done well in certain sectors, but they are lagging behind in terms of development.
Right. No, I definitely agree with you. And so we look forward to having you punch for punch. Punch, it sounds very violent, eh?
No, it is violent. It is very, very violent on ideas.
Right. Okay.
You can't. Yeah. The premise is you cannot espouse ideas that will not be challenged by TVBAKWETU.
All right, now,
political commentators.
Okay, so thank you. That's for Punch on Saturdays. Now, our viewers need to know on Saturdays we also have the Mapanza Nkwilimba show at 20 hours. So 20 hours Mapanza Nkwilimba show, where he speaks with development in various constituencies, particularly grassroots engagement. 20 hours. And then at 21 hours Saturday, it's Punch for Punch with Masheke Agashambatwa. And we are hoping that we're going to have Dr. Fred Membe and several other people that are coming from the opposite persuasion. So Punch for Punch is not for people that are agreeing with us. It's for people that are outside our persuasion, so that we can reach out to them as well. Now, before I let you go, there is a change at the Electoral Commission of Zambia. What do you think? The president has chosen not to renew 2 commissioners.
I think they have served the country not so well, and they.
Did I hear you correctly? The president says that he appreciates their service, but you are saying that not so well.
I think they have very questionable record of service that we can debate here all day. I think their time was up, and the president has done well not to renew their tenure. And I think we need to. I'm one of those people that has always said we need to have an electoral. We need to review the electoral system in a way that, number one, we need to encourage continuous voter registration. And I think we have a lot of people that were left out in the previous elections, and some of them deliberately. You saw that the registration of voters in opposition-leaning areas were deliberately, defranchised by delaying issuance of NRCs, by tactically delaying the start and promptly finishing early on voter registration in those areas, while other areas there was extension, there was early voter NRC issuance, and so on and so forth. And so all these things saw us the voter registration reduction in terms of numbers in opposition leaning areas, and I think that must be corrected. Every region in Zambia must be given a fair share of free registration. People have to be able to get it. So,
and we addressed this matter last year, right? We addressed it very heavily.
Yes. So there's all that, and also there's an opportunity to give the diaspora community to vote. I think the Zambians in the diaspora can vote with technology. Yeah. We can begin to vote at the embassy. You should be able to Dr. Munshya, to go to to the embassy in Canada and the High Commissioner and vote, and so on and so forth. So there has to be the movement towards that. And
you're saying that I should be able to go to the embassy. I thought that you were giving me a job at the embassy.
No, I think that's coming, Dr. Munshya. You are highly qualified.
So what I've noticed here is the last time that I was in Zambia to go and register as a voter, and in fact that's part of the mix. Elias, you come to Zambia very frequently. Why do you come to Zambia? But you see, I made those trips because Zambians in the diaspora could not register as voters. And so you had to physically travel. That's the first time that I traveled in a very long time. In 2020.
And that's not fair.
In Lusaka, that was in Chuempala. That was pretty bad. It was
no, it's not fair. I mean, you should know that Zambians in the diaspora contribute a lot to the economic well-being of Zambia, and we send remittances back home frequently. And in fact, data that is showing that we are spending about 0.07% of GDP is actually remittances from diaspora. That's
okay.
A huge,
in English,
contribution.
Please. What does that mean?
It's about 7% of our GDP is actually remittances from the diaspora.
Wow, really?
Yes. So what you're looking at is we are actually contributing to the GDP growth rate in the country based on those small amounts of money we send to our people, to Mwandi and Mulobezi and Shangombo district.
Katukwacha. It makes a huge difference. Yeah. And so we are hoping that the new commission, after a new body is constituted, that they are going to give the diaspora. And it's not even giving. It's just common sense and expectation. Zambia. We must be able to do it. Not voting by expensive. So instead of spending money on an air ticket to go to Chuempala and vote, we want to do it from the comfort of our homes and use that money. Instead of traveling, we send it so that it helps Zambia's GDP.
Yes, pay school fees and buy carpenter for those our relatives in the villages.
But if you were a government, would you be open to doing that, to opening it for the diaspora? Because the diaspora generally is opposition.
No, not true. Not true. I think right now the sentiment from the diaspora is very favorable, leaning towards the government of the day. Okay. So you can see that I think the diaspora's desire.
But the PF did not want to extend this to diasporans because they knew that it was pretty much opposition leaning, right?
Because of their chaotic leadership. And then the diasporas have experienced democracies. They have seen what development looks like. They have seen what public service delivery looks like. And so the only thing that the most of the diaspora communities was looking for was to have some semblance of a leadership that is service-based, that knows what they want to do for Zambia. So, yeah, the diaspora is always going to have that constant expectation, like where they live. So if the government is not offering that of the day, of course you're going to see a lot of pushback from the diaspora community.
Right.
Yeah.
So I always say this about the nature of the law. So Kampyongo has been acquitted in the helicopter case. Now you remember the helicopter case, Mashe?
Yes.
Yeah. It was we watched it on video, all of us in Zambia, where the helicopter in which former First Lady Maureen Mwanawasa and our current Vice President W.K. Mtarenalumango, they were in a helicopter, and then the thugs, the thugs from Chinsali, was that Chinsali? Yeah. The thugs came, attacked the helicopter, almost made it crash, beat our women up, and so they charged Kampyongo with a crime to do with that helicopter. We understand that he's been acquitted today, but of course, I'm the first one to say that criminal convictions are very tough. They're very difficult, and so, but that should not make anyone feel like these things, these criminals are getting off the hook.
Yes.
Now, does it change our opinion about what happened? No, I think it still remains criminal, because we saw it with our own eyes. Thugs hired in Chinsali, they threw stones and almost brought that helicopter down. No matter the acquittal, it doesn't matter.
Yes.
That particular event was orchestrated by someone such as Kampyongo.
Yes.
So Kampyongo Abepi, I find them to be part of the issue, of the confusion.
No, I mean,
I don't encourage anyone to go throw stones at helicopters.
Yes. Here is where you can see here that there's a pattern. I think we have to appreciate that there is hands off the justice system right now, political hand off the justice system. While people are crying for prosecution of the crimes that were committed, we must be committed to a fair and just justice system.
Right.
And those that are acquitted, let's respect the courts of law, the decisions by the courts of law.
Yeah.
Those that are being convicted, let's also respect that. What I want to say, having said that, is that a lot of law enforcement, there is a lot of capacity building that needs to be done in the investigation area of our justice and system, especially at not at prosecutorial level, but at investigation. I think we do have a lot of room for growth there, because how do you arrest Kampyongo without proper linkages to the ground of the people, of the thugs? We got to link that. When you begin, and I'm not an expert in that area, and so experts might disagree with me, but I think it's not hard to have forensic evidence that links someone's involvement in that. Were there any phone calls made? No, but Dr. Munshya, that's true.
The thugs were just throwing stones without my supervision.
Random acts of thuggery. I mean, look, Dr. Munshya, I think we have to give the tools and means to the police, the DEC, and SEC to actually improve on their capacity to investigate these things effectively. And that's what the problem is, because when these guys finish their investigation and they hand over the case to the prosecutorial authorities, those guys are going to courts without proper evidence linking the accused. And I think that's what the problem is we need to look at investing in tools, technological tools, to look at phone records. Because if you are going to accuse someone, there got to be some kind of linkages. Or this gentleman called XYZ and said,
hey, going to bring down that helicopter.
Exactly. Let's hear those kind of evidence. So that's my only take on that issue.
Right. Yeah. Womkelabai.
Munshya Muchwani.
Hande.
There you go.
Yeah.
Mwambola silozi, musana kwambola silozi Munshya kinako. If you don't Muchwani womacheke.
Kina yo Muchwani tate.
Kiruna batate. Bamile kula.
Kiruna ba kozo.
Batiri lwa utwa luli, we can hear that you are really on fire. And, I am happy that you have so much data, my brother, and keep up the good work. And you've done a good thing by coming up to this fora and beef up and share, because actually this
Munshya siba balufilento platform increase our engagement.
Absolutely. No, let's help our brother. He needs us. He needs our help. He needs our support, and to fulfill his dream.
Yes.
Me, I'm just interested in what is going on in Zambia, but you have already said it, that our officers need to improve on their investigatory part. And I think the so-called the lawyers who are defending the accused, they find it so easy to come up with all these legal issues to defeat our prosecutors, because the prosecutors are not yet there. So we want the Minister of Justice to actually beef up the prosecution department and the police. Let them go back to their recourse, to do some recourse, to refresh the courses, instead of holding on to our old ways of investigating issues. Today we have technology. They should go into technical, these IT issues, so that they're able to trace. And like you say, the forensic expertise, there has to be employed, so that we can actually have these chaps that committed heinous crimes to be prosecuted and be found guilty. But we know that our judges also, our judges and magistrates, we should actually advise them as well to, of course, go ahead and adjudicate on matters that they know and they feel. And with the evidence presented to them, yes, they can make a decision, but they have to listen to the people. They have to listen, go by the wind. Of course, we know, follow the law. That's how laws are made, sometimes through precedents. If the judge,
are you happy with the changes at ECZ about Esau Chulu and?
I was waiting for that day to come. This was actually, I believe, even the Esau, he knew that he was not going to continue. But otherwise, I am glad that there are some reshuffles, or their contracts are not going to be renewed, and we need new blood, and we need new generation, in that department, because our electoral commissions had so many lacunas in there. In their deliberation of delivering electoral processes. It was too much.
Yeah, but I think the president, my last submission before I go back, Dr. Munshya, is that the president should go further down the list. And I think he has started with the board. I think he should go down further. And
no. But of course, there is a separation of roles, right? The board of commissioners, directly and president. But the staff, like the chief electoral officer, is appointed by the commissioners.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
I don't want to comment on that, because
Yeah, no, for now, Mr. Shindano should be safe until the new commission. I'll leave you to that, Dr. Munshya.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Bo Aka. Please, we look forward to your show tomorrow, midweek,
Yes.
and Saturday as well. So take
care.
So
tomorrow we have a more open kind of, what topical issues on. It's called the round table, midweek round table, and so you might see us tackle some of the breaking issues. And you're going to see me make some commentaries on the public issues that are happening, just similar to this, what we're doing here, but a little bit more deeper into the nitty-gritties and so on and so forth. So thank you so much again. See you tomorrow. Right. Don't miss the midweek roundtable.
All right. Okay. So tomorrow, nobody's missing it. Aka will be there. All right. Thank you. And so Womkelabai, I can see several comments here, but Kelvin Chandakafuimbi from Australia, he's saying, yes, they have to listen. And young Aka Punch for Punch has got our attention. All right. It's great. Akafuimbi, you are calling Aka young. Niba Mr. Masheke Agashambatwa. Anyway. Younger to you, and so we look forward to that. So just to comment on the lineup here on TVBAKWETU today. Yesterday is Monday, and at 21 hours we do have Mr. Patrick Chulu here with the business talk. On Tuesday is free; it's open, so I come in. I think Womkelaba should take Tuesday and find something to talk about on Tuesday. On Wednesday, we have our show with the MPs, mainly Honorable Hudson Mabeta, and then we are going to be having the midweek session as well with Mr. Agashambatwa Masheke Agashambatwa. On Thursday, it's Frank, Mr. Frank Saliki with Thursday Motivation with Frank, and then on Friday is open. On Saturday, we have two shows. We have the Punch for Punch at 21 hours, Bonkwilimba, Mr. Mapanza Nkwilimba at 20 hours with development and constituency development show. And then on Sunday, we have the Linda Banks show on Sundays. Wonderful. And then Monday we come back. So we have a lot of opening, and we are growing as TVBAKWETU, and we want, if you have a story to tell, because we are a collection of voices. Yes, if you have got a voice and you want to say something, this is your platform, this is your brand, in order for us to reach as many people as possible. Isn't it, Womo?
No, you have said it all. Now, Mulanda, it is important actually that people come in and beef up and fill up those blanks. We don't want, we want to, this is our ZNBC in the diaspora. So we need to make sure.
but to also be, no. Now, ZNBC is now our friend. So we shouldn't
okay, I withdraw.
Last year, ZNBC was our competitor because Tatwale Umfwana, if we're not ZNBC, we're not getting along.
Yeah, I remember.
Suddenly, a miracle happened, Home Kelabai. A miracle happened.
Yes.
And now, just on Sunday, I was featured in, guess what? Times of Zambia.
I saw that. I was like, were you in Zambia recently, or they followed you up through?
It's a feature story, right?
Wow.
So that's how it is. To a more opposition, number transitions, Mobuteko. So number the media, I have Teko, they are now our media. So
absolutely.
So anyway, so we are, and you are calling us ZNBC for the diaspora, but we've got to be in Zambia as well. So we've got to be on DSTV, on Top Star Channel, on whatever it is. We've got to be there. And that is the next project we need to work on, Womo Kelabai.
The sky is the limit, Vamush.
Yeah.
The sky is the limit.
GBM has been arrested. Have you heard of that?
Ati?
GBM has been arrested.
Yeah, it is like I said, it's just a matter of time. Everything, all these chaps that were busy vocal, epo mungaba mwena nokumwena ati fili balelanda fili balesa defective bali mukuchita shani ukutukaula. All that was in the name of trying to cover up their wrongs, the things that they did in the past, because they were about to be visited. Unfortunately, they ran away from he ran away from UPND and then joined and started attacking. Even had the audacity to go and get relatives of HH in Namwala to come and try to blacklist, or rather to demonize HH, and that didn't work. Unfortunately, now these are issues that the police and the team, the investigatory team, they are busy also probing each and every person that had the dirty hand in any government undertakings. Definitely, I'm not surprised. Let him be free. Let him go to court and exculpate himself. If he's innocent, he'll be out. But if he's not,
a conflict of interest. So conflict of interest meaning, and this used to be a huge practice under the Patriotic Front, and we shouldn't allow it to be repeated.
Which one is that?
Where a minister has companies and they bid to supply the government. That's a huge conflict. Yeah. That's corruption. I don't think we should in fact tolerate that. No.
No.
Because if ministers are the ones that are supplying works and services to the government, how do you hold them accountable? You can't. If you're a businessman, then just go and do business. That's it. But if you become a politically exposed person, you can't begin supplying the government. Like I tell you what, they supply army uniforms, futishawaga, pokola, shama soldier, and everything. But you are the Minister of Defense. I think that's pretty unfair.
That's very, very. Whoever was in control, like the technocrats, also should be probed, because there's no way you could allow such a thing to happen. That's not okay.
Anyway, the matter is in court. He's been arrested. We are hoping that there will be better situation, better outcome. And the reason why we are very strong on corruption here on TVBAKWETU, it is because we know that corruption is very dangerous. Unless we fight corruption, we cannot develop as a country.
It's a cancer, Papa Munshya. Corruption is a cancer for a country. It milks the economy. It kills people. It's not. We should not even breathe corruption. We should not even talk about it, because we should actually demonize it, like the way we demonize the devil. We should demonize it. If anything, we should even change our laws that anybody that is involved in corrupt practices should be sentenced to life imprisonment, because we don't need that mindset. Because once you are corrupt, you will corrupt other people, because you cannot work alone. It takes two to tango.
Right.
So they'll go and start using their powers and becoming greedy and taking advantage of their positions and do all kind of crazy stuff. Right. And they thought they were untouchable. They were committing all these heinous crimes, thinking they were with impunity, thinking they were untouchable. Now these are their sins. They're visiting them. They should not come today and cry out they are being persecuted. Persecuted? Why are we not arresting people that were not in government? Why are we persecuting these people who were in government? Because they were given the mandate to look after the welfare of the nation, and the moment they did,
to look after the resources. Now, politicians matter, because politicians are the ones who are responsible for decisions that are going to affect the welfare of people. They're the ones who are responsible for how to apportion money. And so they have a higher degree of responsibility. And that's why if you are too lukewarm towards politicians and you say, it's okay, just do whatever you want to do, then there is no growth for a country. There will be no growth for the country. Yeah.
Tatuakabaleke will continue persecuting them. If that's what it means by persecution, then they're in for it, because they were in offices and they owe us answers.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. Mr. Frank Saliki.
Good evening.
How are you doing? Now, your background, friend. So do you have any? We are holding you accountable. How come you don't have bookshelves behind you?
How come I don't have bookshelves behind me? Because I am sitting on a different angle. You know, when people see my camera and they're like, "That's Frank's studio. That's Frank's study."
The same with me, right? Because this background. Yeah. The same with my background.
Yeah.
If I don't have this background, I get a lot of questions like we are asking you. Corruption, Mr. Frank Saliki.
I think there have been a lot of things that have been talked about in terms of corruption, and I think the opposition are kind of playing the narrative to say that we're being persecuted by this government. Corruption has been part of that has been holding back African development for years, and that's what people have to understand. We are the richest continent when it comes to resources, but we got the poorest people because our leaders take all our riches and they put them to wherever they are.
Some people think that it's actually Europeans who come to steal our resources.
Not necessarily. Our own leaders. They take their money. They take their money and they put them in a Swiss bank account, into a London bank account, and into all these money that they can.
Yeah.
When that money goes into a London bank account, you know what that London bank is doing? It's lending that money to somewhere else. They're getting interest. They're getting more money on what is supposed to be our money. That means when that money leaves the country, that means when you go to the hospital, there's no medication because the money that was supposed to buy your cancer treatment has left the country.
Right.
And that's what this is all means. We might think we're not affected. I always think to myself, if I was to go to a hospital here today for any treatment, I can have it. If I was Zambian people were to go to the hospital tomorrow for treatment, they might be told you can't have it, or it's not there. Or people have to go for radiotherapy and they're told the machine is not working, come back in a month's time. Because people are not spending that money to the resources that is required. They send their children to universities abroad. And as African people, we've never asked ourselves this question. Why is it that our politicians never go to the hospital at UTH? Why is it that they fly to India and they fly to London? Why don't they go there? Because they know it's not good enough, but they've got the money to do that. They're not investing it in what is needed. Some government, the children, they get the money, they share. And then what happens to the children of the poor people? They don't get the resources that they need. We've got enough resources. We've got enough resources in our country for all the people to go to hospital and have free treatment. We've got enough resources. We've got enough resources for people to go to school and the government not to borrow. There is enough resources. But over the years, people have spent a lot of money, and through corruption, and you have to remember now, the government is going to have to find ways to deal with the debt that was left. Through corruption, they go and borrow money on interest. Then they come and share it among themselves, and they put the country into debt. Then we have to pay. We pay for it, because when the cuts are made, cuts need to be made on the resources that we use. So we, the people, then pay for it. And what we've done, a lot of things I have to say, we're letting these former politicians, with all the former ruling party, get away scot-free. People go, oh, they're just talking about PF. They've left us in a mess. And
Right.
we can't just go, oh, you're in the government now, just carry on using whatever you are doing. No, we want our money back. We want them to be accountable. And as Zambian people, we have to reach a point where we say, whatever you support, to say this should never happen again. When we elect somebody, when you go and line up and you put the vote in that ballot paper, you're
Right.
putting that to say it's accountable. If you were lining up there at 5 o'clock, why would you let somebody just come into government and take all your money?
Of course, some people are saying that like the $30 million that was paid for the Lusaka Ndola road. Now, we highlighted this issue around this time last year, last June. We were talking about it. The fact that it was you borrow money and you steal it. So they're saying that they spent $30 million, paid a Chinese company, and that Chinese company did nothing on that road, on that stretch. Where did the money go?
Munshya, if I give you money, if I say to you, Munshya, here is whatever amount for you to do some work for me. If I come back and the work is not done, I'm going to ask a question in a month's time. I've given you the money. Where's an update? Give me the timeline of when the work is going to be done. And in a month's time, 3 months' time, the work's not started. I'll be saying, Munshya, tuwampwene shani, tamulamba.
That's the way it's supposed to be.
How foolish can we be, Munshya? Our previous government, then you're just remaining for him to come and perform. You've given everything. That's not true, and it doesn't make sense. And in Zambia, and Zambians, we know contracts the way they work. You cannot be paid full payment, pay forward before you even complete the work.
Now, I know. Some of our people want us to move on, and they don't want me to be using strong language, apparently, because I'm a diplomat. But anyway, I need to make it very clear that may the curse of Edgar Lungu never return to our country. I want to be direct and clear. May that curse of Edgar Lungu never return. 1. 2, may the curse of the Patriotic Front never return to our country. What used to happen under that regime is not normal. It is not just normal human lapse. It was an orchestrated plan to plunder and steal from the people of Zambia. And these are just tips of the iceberg. 30 million, Frederick Chiluba University in Wapula. 195 million,
Munshya, that university was built, it was uprooted apparently.
But I think Munshya, we are yet to get more surprises, because chiri mpia ba Kongola, chiri balanda ba Kongola, because taturemona posha bomba.
Utuma China, 7 billion from China, $7 billion.
Where did that money go? What have they done with that money? We can't see.
Yeah.
And look at the way they are inflating. They were inflating prices when purchasing government properties or vehicles or anything or building. They were multiplying times 3 times 4.
Yeah.
So that's why we are in this mess. So awaba lelanda.
Yeah.
Sorry. Awaba lelanda. Though PF, we should stop. We should move forward. We should stop talking about PF. It's high time we want to now develop. This government is failing to move forward because there's a huge hole. There's a black hole in the government economy, and we need to fill it up first. So how do we move forward? And yet some people still have money. They're still in possession of the same money because there is no way you can squander 7 billion. They have the money and that's why they were telling these chaps, our colleagues in the prosecutions, our investigating wings, to pull up their success so that we can go in, fish those impia, wafshika.
Honorable Fube Bwalia, I think his name is Fube something. Fube Mlenga. What is his name? The MP for Chilubi.
Yes.
He is, in fact, floating an idea that Edgar Lungu should come back and recontest.
But if I feel Lubuli, recontest? Why?
It's incredible, isn't it? It's incredible.
We fired him.
Unrepentant. They're very unrepentant in everything that they have done, and it's kind of we need a point where Zambians should go. I think we're tending a lot to HH and said this and this, and we're almost leaving the PF untouched. And we need a point where Zambian people are going to say, enough is enough. You are accountable. You stole our money. They stole not your money. They borrowed money in your name. It was like what I said. I'll borrow money for all of us, but Naina Yaneka. That's money.
After Bajabeka, Erobabware, I won't say Muri Pire. So number not Pokolola, it's a long fight. I think the designated chair of the Anti-Corruption Commission, Mr. Musa Mwenye, has posted on Twitter to say, the fight against corruption is a long war. There will be a few setbacks here and there. But as long as we as one people are together, we are focused, we know that we don't want corruption, we are going to win this war. And counter sin as TVBAKWETU, isn't it, Mr. Saliki?
That is correct. That is correct.
Amen.
It's our battle, and we are all in this together. And it's like what we always said. It's always been about the Zambian people. When we see something that needs to be, that what is going wrong, we speak up for our people, like we've always done. And as Zambian people, we have to make sure that we remember that every government that come into power, in our country, we're lucky enough to be one of the few African countries that has that exchange of regimes. They're put there by our people, and they're supposed to be there to work for us, their people.
All right. Now, Womukelabai, we are almost done here. Any message to our new coach? Now, some people already have a name for him. They're calling him Kenny Rogers. I don't know why they're doing that. I don't know why they would call him Kenny Rogers. Any advice, Womukelabai, for our new coach?
For the Zambia Chipolopolo.
Yeah.
Football, he should listen to the locals first. You cannot just come and start identifying problems without knowing the root cause. Ama players, they are being stabbed probably, and they are not given good incentives. We are not supporting our players. Therefore, they are demotivated. They are okay with losing because they get nothing at the end of the day. When they compare their colleagues who are playing, who are losers, who are losing as well, they are being given good incentives. So let them put the bar, let them raise the bar a little bit higher, and let the boys work for the carrot in front of them. Let them dingo that carrot so that our footballers could work hard instead of going to the football. They just want to have a kasarari kabo karake na wapera then balabeko. Give them good incentives.
Right.
And I'm a training extensive. I'm a trainings, yes. But otherwise, we have a good team. We are not just calling because
Thank you very much. This has been a presentation of TVBAKWETU. Somebody commented here that I said that, let me not use, no, Elena George, it is you people that, I'm a diplomat, so I shouldn't use this language, or I shouldn't call what Edgar Lungu is. The curse of Edgar Lungu should not return. It is you people that don't want me to be saying things directly. Because you want me to be diplomatic. No. Here on TVBAKWETU, we say what we think and what we feel. All the other things.
Munshya, kenapa Facebook liyon sinasanga venisho muntu nami pela kapoto.
Bambinogo under pressure. Oh, no. We've already got to Porto here in Vasari.
We are comfortable. We just want to go to Zambia and help our Zambian people, our Zambian country. We carry the flag of Zambia wherever we go. So ngawatuita for the services. Who are we to say no? But otherwise, they should know that we are comfortable where we are. We are not looking for jobs, but we are willing to come and help. I want to come in corruption. I want to come and arrest those chaps.
On that note, this has been the presentation of TVBAKWETU. Elias Munshya here with Mr. Frank Saliki and with Mr. Mukelabai. And earlier on, we were joined by Mr. Mashege Akashambatwa. Good night. God bless you and God bless our